This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Yeah. It's fucking morning. Happy Monday.
Yikes.
Hello.
Fucking,
The mighty Gert.
I get
has
bombarded
spoken.
with questions right before we go live. I start to answer the question. Somebody over here, like, you're doing the show before the show. I'm like, I know.
Can I make some questions?
You know what? Hold on.
Chicken
in my
butt.
pocket here. In my pocket here, I have a whole bunch of go fuck yourself. You want me to check the other pocket?
No. I just need
Yeah.
one.
It's a double fuck you. Good God. I haven't had my caffeine yet.
Damn it, son. Get to it. Where's the
It's-
IV?
It's noticeable.
I want to share my fucking pain. This show has been brought to you by Backdoor Beef.
The head coach
With
of the New England Patriots and Madden.
Genuine
Yeah.
whipped
Hey.
beaver anal gland butter.
We established that right last night, right, Martin?
Yes.
Fucking bear.
Oh,
Let me get my fucking coffee here. So, all right, how was your guys' weekend?
it was good. It was good. We had a vendor market. I worked on a portrait and handed out cards for commissions. I'm gonna make some prints next time around.
You
I
handed
haven't
out
used
what?
prints yet. See if I can sell any prints. But
What did you hand out?
I said I handed out cards for commissions. Sat there
Oh.
and drew live at that. I do it 5 times a year, Gary. My cousin runs a thing called Shop G Drop. It's a vendor market in the Bossier Civic Center, and she has me and my wife come in and bring her stuff. And usually around Christmas time, I get a bunch of commissions. You know, that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. So, what's up,
I used
Snorter
to-
Poopus?
I used to go try to
Oh,
get
shit, I
commissions around
forgot.
Christmas, and I hit a point where I'm just sick of people. So I stopped.
I see.
I might pick it up again. You don't understand. A lot of people don't really understand how much I hate interacting with people.
Mm.
I can
And it's not
make
their
that
fault.
idea.
It's not their fault. I just was never designed to be very social. And I don't know. I sort of developed after 55. I don't fucking care anymore because it's just so difficult for me. That's why I stopped going to conventions. I mean, some conventions I'd walk away with $1,000, and like the local ones, I'd walk away with $300 to $500 because people are cheap here in the Springfield area.
Mm-hmm.
It's the depressed economy that makes it that way. And the most money I made was at Smallville, up in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy, twice I went there. I came home with $5,000 from no commissions. It was all buying my art prints.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy, I miss those days. That C-47 has an emblem over top of the nose. That's not the front of the plane. What is that? Martin, can you see that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's talking about
On
the
the
background,
background.
I think.
Yeah, the
No,
background.
that's a fighter.
I'm going to get me a larger version of that because that looks fucking weird.
That's what she said.
Now, she hasn't said anything yet except for what she said to me right before the show started.
You don't know what she am I talking about.
Probably
Jeez.
annoyed with me.
We have a question from Gambit. Wants to know if we are willing to review Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the 37 original.
What about it?
Gambit wants to
On
know
Military
if
I'm
Monday?
not interested in that. I'm sorry.
On Military Monday.
No, of
I'm
course
not
not.
interested. I'm not interested in a lot of stuff, but if people want us to do it and it's a popular thing, yeah, I'll do it.
Just wanted to
I'm,
pop-
just not
Snorty doesn't.
I'm not a fan.
Me neither. Snorty is vividly opposed. I say we should create a Thunderdome and put Snorty and Gambit. Whoever wins decides if we review the movie or not.
You don't
Oh,
like-
I've got a good idea. Why don't we get that oiled up saxophonist from Thunderdome and from Lost
oh God,
Boys?
Lost Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, and put him in the Thunderdome, and they got to survive him. If you can survive 10 minutes of his saxophone playing, you win.
So Gambit, what you're telling us is you're a big fan of Whistle While You Work. Is that it?
Okay. Yeah, I got it again.
When we were kids, and I gave this to my daughter. I taught it to her when she was in elementary school, and she would sing it all the time. Hi ho, it's off the school we go, where teachers look like Frankenstein and mothers smell like turpentine. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi. That was from when we were kids, Joe.
Yeah.
Technically, my dad said they sang it when he was a kid.
Hi ho, hi ho. So
You guys don't
we
know.
have-
Bring it back, please. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Ah, there
If
you
you guys don't know what Noah's Ark 1920, it's a silent. Yeah, a lot of people fucking died on that.
really?
I'm not kidding you.
Hmm.
They flooded the set, and there were no stuntmen. There were just young people trying to make fucking money, and they drowned them. Oh, I know it wasn't their intent, but you fucking
Oops.
drop water on untrained swimmers and shit. People are
Yeah,
going to fucking die.
That's not a
My
good
bad.
idea.
It's not like only today is Hollywood chock full of fucking assholes and morons. It's always been that way. Oh my God. Bless
Ha,
Mark.
ha, 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 ha.
That fucking prick didn't even have the balls to appear after the battle. He knew he fucked up. He was told. Yep.
What cracks me up is that German officer that thinks that they're after him, not the bridges.
No, no,
That
no,
guy
no,
is-
Well, in
they're gonna
reality,
send-
he
they're gonna send
really
Adam.
did. He
It's
did
crazy.
believe that, but he wasn't an asshole about it, because the fact is the British were after him,
Mhm.
and so he instinctively got up and panicked, and get me out of here. They're after me. It's like, no, dude, they're after Arnhem, because they couldn't understand. His mind in particular couldn't fathom the idea that anybody would want Arnhem. Like, why? Because they're trying to squeeze you out of the Netherlands and push you back to Germany. And a few of them fucking knew that. You know, the movie, I think, does a disservice to some of the German officers, the command, because they knew immediately what was going on. And the funny thing is, if you look at it, they should have known they could only push that line so far. And they should have stopped before that bridge, the bridge at Arnhem. Yep, they died in a scene. Yeah, it's what I was talking about. Fucking horrific what happened. And I do believe the shot is in the film.
No, they even use it. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was this question by Alpha about? What's it about?
I don't know.
Is that
No,
They
he's talking about
used-
the name of that general.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it, Alpha.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
I think the official rank was Field Marshal, wasn't he?
Yes.
Model.
Okay, Wade has this message for you, Gary. He sent you a movie idea. I don't know on which platform, but he did. Must be on
Real
X.
Wade.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll open it up after the show, buddy. I still haven't had my caffeine yet.
Well, do it. Do it now. There you go. Put in the Gert in Gert.
Putting the Gert in Gert.
Okay. Here's the rank.
Generalfeldmarschall.
General Field Marshal. Okay.
The Germans love long words.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it when they, I learned that they have a rank referred to as Oberführer.
Yeah, Uberführer. Yeah. Super A number one.
Then what was
I
your
have not
question?
heard that.
Okay. And boom.
So we're going out on the big green play button. What else?
Yes, we're on the
The tubes that are U and the end of the alphabet letter. Right? I'm looking for all the chat
Yep.
so I can keep an eye on them.
Do it
Yep.
now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Ah,
So he asked me if what did he ask me? I thought he was asking me if I got the message this morning. And then
Don't
he
worry about
said that I shared it last night. Then I'm like, what was your fucking question then?
It wasn't
worry
a
about it.
question, it was suggestions. Movie suggestions.
Don't worry about it.
From I can't find the fucking comments. Nothing's
Well,
starred. So
look-
I don't
Look for it after the show.
Yeah, after the show. Real Wade will have you jump.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
hoops.
I'm gonna let go of that bone. That's
Look
gonna
what you've
happen
done,
in a
Wade.
world.
Look what you've done,
what,
Wade. You
see what you
derailed
did?
the whole show.
I don't see
Jesus, I
I
feel like
started
in
reading.
Fallout.
some old stuff.
We're being derailed by some
It's a
bullshit.
side quest. It's a side quest. We've been derailed. That's it.
Thou shalt be how? What is what it says? Thou shalt be sidetracked by some
Yeah,
bullshit.
thou shalt not be
always.
sidetracked by side quests. That's it.
All right.
Focus. Wow, that'll wake you up when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
What's up, Snorty?
You're here.
Never heard of Uberführer as a military rank. SS ranks all ended in Führer.
I'd never heard of it
Oberführer.
until I worked on Iron Sky.
Oberführer.
And
Yeah.
Sure.
I've heard
While I
about
was
those.
when I worked on Iron Sky, the actor that just passed away last week,
Mm.
he
he
was
Green?
referred to as the Oberführer.
No.
in the
The
movie.
one who the actor that used to work a lot with Uwe Boll,
Okay.
horror actor mainly.
Well, yeah, he was in the early sex horror films from Andy Warhol. He worked on Flesh for Frankenstein, and he played Dracula for Andy Warhol. Well, maybe that's what they're saying. I just remember hearing them talking about it, and I'm like, I've never heard of that before.
Well, remember, it's a sci-fi comedy where everything is exaggerated. So
They're exaggerated, but they don't they're not going to change things like historical ranks and shit. It was weird.
they are in the moon in the 20s, in the 2000. They're not historical.
So you're not talking.
We already have
Mm.
we have all of December going into January planned, bro. Yeah, we actually do plan this stuff out, sort of, kind of.
Sometimes.
But or as the little girl says, mostly. He was especially known for his histories in World War II events, The Longest Day, D-Day, The Last Battle. And are you talking about the author? Cornelius Ryan? Is that who we're talking
Yes.
about? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Look, the guy was a great historian, and he was a very good writer. And I thought, I gotta be honest, I liked the movie a lot. It's got some inaccuracies. It does some people misjustice, but it's still one of the finest war films ever made. And before Saving Private Ryan, had one of the bloodiest scenes in it when John Ratzenberger is crossing in one of those canvas boats. He gets nailed in the face on camera. He spins and blood spatters the lens of the camera. And his makeup on his face was gory as hell. One of my peeves in war movies is actors too old for the part. Yes, it's so often an issue. Like they would
Kelly's
have
Heroes?
guys that would oh my God, every single actor was, a veteran. And they were like in their 40s, some in their 30s, but some in their fucking 40s. Telly Savalas. Don Rickles, I think, was skirting 40 in that movie. And they're all supposed to be military guys, lower ranks.
Yeah.
Except for, Kelly, who's played by, Elvis lookalike Clint Eastwood. I guess also while we're here, we're going to go ahead and talk about Meathead actor Rob Reiner. Man, I don't like the guy, but this is fucking awful, man.
I said
Just
rip
fucking
meathead
awful.
last night. I don't know that everybody understood what I was saying.
Him and his wife Michelle, who is a singer, were killed by their drug addict son Nick. I'm glad Carl's not alive to deal with this.
Yeah. I was fixing to say he's family. He's Hollywood royalty. His father was one of the most hilarious men in Hollywood for
It's
a
over
long
now.
time.
No more royalty.
Yeah.
That's the end of him.
Yep, that's it.
What's this? Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan was one of the worst. By the way, if you have not seen Black Rifle Company, interviewed my boss, and it's a good interview. Black Rifle Company interview with Dale Dye. Go check that out. In fact, if somebody wants to look it up and post it, that'd be wonderful. But anyway, was one of the worst. Actual Ranger captains in 44 were in their mid-20s. Yeah, they were younger. Also, he walked around in German occupied territory, speaking with full voice, and had fucking captain bars on his helmet, which is one of the dumbest scenes in the movie when the Irish kid chews out the young reporter, journalist, writer guy. He says, "Stop saluting the captain. You want to get him shot?" It's like, well, I think those captain bars painted on the back of his helmet will do that too. Just saying. Yeah.
What is it that you want to
I'm looking for it
be
right now,
shared?
man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking for it. It's an interview that Black Rifle Coffee did with They'll Die. Is it on YouTube, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll find it. And by the way, the name of that actor he was talking about, the older German actor, is hang on.
Maximilian Schell.
No.
No. The guy you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Udo Kerr is his name.
Udo Kier.
Kier. Yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, he was great. He was a bunch of stuff, man.
Yep.
I cannot tell you how many times when I was doing that comic book for the movie, how many times they said his name to me, and I'm like, I fucking love the guy, but yeah, he was flaming, and he would zone in on young men on movie sets that he worked on, trying to,
Yeah, gotcha.
Some of them were very straight, and he was trying to turn them. It was crazy. That guy's age. He was old when I did Iron Sky with him.
Let me make sure this is the right one. It says the man that made military movies not suck with guest Dale Dye. Black Rifle Coffee 360.
And the part that was really interesting
2 weeks ago? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Edward Fox plays a character that his ability to do fucking Montgomery's voice, because the voice he's doing in this movie, in his part, sounded like fucking Montgomery. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Edward Fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm getting this link for you. What you were asking for. All right.
It was nice to see a movie with real Germans in it, or Austrians, and not having, because Jeremy Kemp is in the film, and he gets to play a British officer instead of a German, because he usually gets stuck playing Germans.
Right.
As well as Germans, Ethel Merman.
I'm always happy when they use
chat.
real German native speakers.
Thank you, Joe. I'm on it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Another actor that gets stuck playing Germans is the actor who was the German officer in The Last Crusade that dies in the tank when it falls over the cliff. He normally plays German officers. In this one, he plays a British officer as well. Now, that's Patton meeting Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Patton hated that fucking son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Patton hated him. He did not respect him. He was polite to him. Montgomery was an egotist. And boy, oh boy, not a fan. I'm not, nor is he.
He was Swiss with Austrian origin, not German.
Who?
Max Schell,
Oh, yeah.
not a German.
No, he's Austrian, but with Swiss family.
Well, Swiss, yeah.
He
Austrian.
worked for Time. In 1951,
Swiss
Ryan
Austrian, yeah.
became a naturalized U.S. citizen and lived there for the remainder of his life. Good man, though. I really do like him. I love his writing.
I like to remind our audience about the pinned comment that is in the chat. Gary, you would do.
Yeah,
justice.
Tom, his channel Mead got demonetized. Rumors were going around that he had gotten shut down, and I talked to Tom last night again, and that didn't happen. He said, but he has not gotten to speak to anybody yet from YouTube. But I told him, I said, we're doing this, and he sent a big thank you to all of you that helped support him, because he puts a lot of work into, Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Yeah, it's a shame. After listening to what he said, if I understood it correctly, it has to do with a dead channel he has, and they broad smacked everything he's with his name on it. So,
Wow.
yeah. So
once again, proving YouTube are assholes.
Yes, I mean,
It's a
why
shit
not
show,
just
yeah.
shut down the channel that hasn't been doing anything for, according to him, years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
Well,
leave
it's
it at
like
that.
me.
No.
They keep claiming my own music.
Yeah,
And I keep telling them, I'm the same person. I own all of Cohen's Ghost rights.
right.
That is me. And they'll stop it, but then weeks later they'll fucking like go through my stuff and find something again, claim it.
Yeah. I've got to go through and find out what process it is to get your licenses correctly, because one of my brother's songs off of his newest album, I used it on the show and had to wipe it out because they claimed it. I was like, what in the hell? He's
We
put
had
out 5
commercial
albums. I've
rights.
used stuff off of every one of them. And the 6th one, they said, no, that was copyrighted. I'm like, what?
We had commercial right to music, and I put that license
Mhm.
in the subject.
Yeah.
Not the subject, but the
Description.
description, and still got claimed every single show.
Yeah.
We were using that song.
It's pretty obvious that they're leaning on AI now. And
Well, you know what?
humans are
How
being taken out of
intelligent
the
is
loop.
it?
Yeah.
How intelligent is it?
As
Love
intelligent as the people writing it.
Making the same mistake over and over again.
Yep.
That's sort of like I've said about robots too, which are basically another form of AI.
Mhm.
It's like these bots, and the bots, like, what's the point of having a bot if it's a fucking idiot?
Mhm. Yeah.
To fully simulate humans.
Yeah, right.
For reality's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So help out Tom if you can. If you have the
And-
means, do so.
And if you do get
That's
a chance to watch that interview with Dale, now I've got a beef with Black Rifle Company because Dale's more forgiving than me. He really is. I don't forget any time that he's been fucked around with by people. I don't forget it. And Black Rifle Company made promises their asses didn't keep with Dale. And I won't fucking forget it. Never gonna let that shit go. And it's why the movie I did all the storyboards for, based on a book called No Better Place to Die, was another huge bloody battle fought on D-Day. And where Allied forces, specifically the 82nd Airborne, had to take a bridge in France and control that bridge. And they had to basically, with hardly any defense, fight off 2 or 3 Tiger tanks that were trying to take that bridge and destroy it. And I drew the storyboards and I started crying when I drew the storyboards. I'd stop and get up and walk away because I was drawing real people. And Dale asked me with the storyboards, make it look like the real guys. So I went and got photos of all these guys and I drew them into my storyboards. And I had to show these 2 fucking nut jobs stand up with a bazooka, a real bazooka, and fucking shoot at these tanks coming right at them, firing at them with their machine guns as they stand up with no cover. And they would, drop down, reload, jump back up, fucking fire, jump back down, reload, jump back. I'm telling you, man, fuck, man. That
Okay.
battle, once I read the script before I did the storyboards, because I have to know where to go with it. I got so fucking emotional with the shit these guys did. Dell wrote that screenplay, and it's incredible. Yeah, they play him like he's a fucking idiot, really, and that's not the case. He was actually a lot smarter than what they show. But I do love that they show the German army versus the SS, where you see the SS telling them, "Oh, there's one of the greatest machine guns ever made."
Oof.
Still used today. Where these actual Yahtzees are being rude to them when they're asking to be able to give an hour to evacuate their wounded, so they can surrender. And they're like, we're in the middle of a war, and
That
finally
would
this Wehrmacht. So yes, he has a skull on his hat, but he's Wehrmacht, and he walks out and gives them not an hour. He gives them 3 hours.
Yeah. I gotta go, guys.
Kirk Bogart. Okay, buddy. See you
Enjoy
later.
the show.
See you
We were
later, Joe.
talking pregame that this is one of the most expensive movies ever made, whenever it was made, and it shows on the screen. That's for sure.
Yeah, every penny went into this movie.
I will talk to you later. Be
And
good.
they've remade everything. And I guess we're going to see you, buddy.
See
So
ya.
Kirk Bogart, I wanted to pause here because he was heavily traumatized by his war experiences in WW2. And he was haunted till he died. And I believe that his PTSD manifested in some of his decisions towards the end of his life. And he was a little fucked up by that shit. And there were some who tried to say that, he really wasn't at this and he wasn't at that. But later it was proven, yeah, he served in those areas. It's like, we don't know exactly where he was at there, but he was there. And we can take his word on some of that stuff because he was genuinely fucked up from his war experiences. US 23, I can't read that.
2.36 inches bazooka
Oh, thank you.
would bounce off the frontal armor of a tiger. Those were beasts.
And that's what they went up against was tigers. Tiger 1, not the Tiger 2. And they managed to disable the first one. And I think they were editing at the wheels/treads on these things. Because the only weak spot really is the back. Because it was heavily armored on the sides and front. And that's what the Shermans had to do to fight a tiger. Because they could not go one-on-one with a fucking tiger. Shermans were very piss poor made. But they were fast. They were faster than those heavier Tiger tanks and the Panzers. Simply incredible. The only way they could fight them is they could loop around them and then fire at the ass end of the tank.
And usually were 3 Shermans circle 1 tiger. Continuously fighting.
It was almost that. It was 3-to-1 ratio in order to survive. Because, man, the Sherman tank was so easy to take out. And of course, one thing I point out with this film is you see the Brits driving Shermans, and they had I think one of them was the Chieftain, was one. I'm not sure if that was World War II or just after World War II, but the British tanks, I think one was called the Bulldog, and they weren't very good. And we ended up supplying. Now I love this. Ryan O'Neal plays one of the youngest generals in the history of the Army. And when he jumped, the way he landed, he got compression fractures on his spine and continued fucking leading and fighting
for
in the
9
battle
days
with a fucking broken back. Yeah, Cheetah was post-war. So it was the Bulldog and the Churchill was another tank they used. And it was just very simple. As I recall, from my history lessons on the armor of World War II, that they mass produced those Shermans, and we were smothering the Krauts with so many fucking tanks. And the real crew that the movie Fury is based on, they did not fucking die. They fucking went into Berlin. And there's actual archival film footage of their fight with a German tank where it controlled this road, and they had to find a way to fucking destroy this tank. And it is some amazing footage that this was captured at all. And most of it was filmed, I do believe, from a building down the block from where this tank was set up, and trying to stop the Americans from moving forward through the city. And I'm certain that Alpha knows what I'm talking about. Hi, Cam.
Penny is here too.
Yes.
Hi, Penny. Officer calls for his piper, and he plays Flowers of the Fourth, aka the Lament. I choke up every time. And by the way, they PG'd up the scene when Robert Redford went to the British tankers, because it got far in real life.
Yeah.
It fucking colorful, and it went beyond colorful at one point, and he fucking grabbed his rifle and he pointed it at that tank officer. He says, "You move or I'm going to fucking kill you." And he climbed into his tank and shut the hatch.
And never came out.
He was like, "You can't shoot a tank." American colonist prick. And it's a scene that he gets so pissed. "You stop for tea? We're in the middle of a fucking battle. I just went in here and lost half my fucking men, and you're not going to proceed forward?" He says, "We cannot proceed forward until our army reaches us from behind." And it's like, oh my fucking God. All for fucking tea, he said. Snortapoopa says, or no,
No, Alpha is talking to Snorri.
singer of the Cult, used to wear a skull plate on his hat. The skull plate was from Lipa Halsrud, that he found in a surplus store.
Leibhusar. That's another rank, I guess.
All the actors are great in this film. Ratzenberger was in a lot of military movies. Cliff Clavin from Cheers, the know-it-all. Now, a lot of people don't know what that is. Alpha, do you want to illuminate everybody? The metal plate that hung around the neck of a lot of Germans.
Illuminate, not eliminate.
I feel so bad because this little boy dies.
Don't eliminate, please.
That is one of my favorite moments in the film, is when he's on his bicycle and that fighter goes flying over him. It's doing recon.
Yeah.
And he fucking flies over and he's waving at him, and then the plane zips past him and waves back at him before flying away. And then he turns and he sees all those fucking that German armor along the tree line. They also do not accurately depict the way the Germans hid their armor. They had them more out in the open, which is not true. Chain dog, Gorget for military police. Yep, there you go, MP.
And Snorty was on point
and
too.
It was a source of pride that these men wore that. Now, I love that we have Michael Caine and Sir Sean Connery, both of them best friends in real life. They love working together. They're in a movie together here, and they never interact. There he is.
Yes.
Not one scene together. Yeah.
He's Picard's brother on Star Trek Next Gen.
Oh, those two smacked the shit out of each other in that vineyard scene. The
budget for this film was $25 million, which I think with inflation and everything was $150 million today. $100 million. It was at the time the most expensive film ever made. And by the way, only two actors that I know of in this film do fake accents, and one of them is Gene Hackman. And Gene Hackman plays the Polish commander of his paratroopers. And everything that pretty much is shown with them happened that way. The Germans just shot them in the air as they're coming down. They had no coverage. They were slaughtered. Yeah, too bad Joe left. He didn't get to hear about the German MPs.
Oh, we can always tell him.
Yeah, that's right.
Every single actor was playing a real historical figure. And what Cornelius Ryan did is he wrote little pocket stories about each person, their effect on that day. And my favorite one is sort of like a side quest, is James Caan's character, which I don't know why they changed his name at all, because they still use his real last name. And I've never quite understood why they did that. I've never seen anything about it. But the character James Caan played and what he did is 90% right. They sexed up him having to dodge Germans coming in. That didn't happen that way. But yes, there was threat because they were in German occupied territory. But the fact is, there were no moments where he's in his Jeep with his captain wounded and dodging Germans up close and personal. It just didn't happen. But he absolutely told that surgeon, "You look at him or I will shoot you now." And he really did. He drew his 45 on that guy.
And got arrested for 10 seconds.
Yeah, he was taken into custody for 10 seconds.
Oh, I know that voice.
Despair. Okay, like I said, he started doing films. There was one film about. I do believe that the subject was Man Boy Love, and holy crap, that movie and the director and he got into hot water, and his career was never quite the same after that. And it came out later around that time that in real life, Dirk Bogarde was a homosexual. And because he was a homosexual, everything that he ever said about his war experience suddenly came into question. And I'm serious.
That's BS.
Yeah.
Well, that's some of the
BS.
people in Hollywood. Oh, progressive Hollywood?
The one who doesn't forgive anyone
Yeah.
or anything? Yeah.
Calls everybody else racist while they're doing the most racist shit.
It's
And
ridiculous.
it was prejudice, what was shown by Hollywood. And this includes the Hollywood media, because they were at the tip of that spear when it came to attacking him for being a homosexual. Now, I swear to God, when I first saw this movie, he sounded so much like fucking Montgomery that I thought he was Montgomery. And then I found out, no, he's not. He's this other officer that kind of took a little bit of the blame, but the one who took most of the blame for this fucking battle was the one who warned Montgomery. Now, there is a debate over who said it, the title of the film. Brown, I do believe his name is, right? Dirk Bogarde's character is Browning. Lieutenant General Browning. And Browning is said to have said it, but there are those who argue and say that Montgomery is the one who said it. But then they argue back. But then again, Browning did say something equivalent to it. If he didn't say those exact words, he said that, and then Montgomery repeated what he said.
And there's people who said that the phrase was never uttered. So it's.
And look, man, I get so tired of these nitpickers. It's a great fucking line. And they said, whether they said those exact words, they said that, well, we knew from the start it was a bridge too far. And you can tell with the way things were going, they should have called off that mission.
Yeah. Speaking of great lines, Gambit, I am stealing that from you. Whenever somebody asks my age, I'm going to say, I'm the right amount of old.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
It's the mileage. Indiana Jones.
So there's Khan telling his captain, you're going to be just fine. And then he gets fucking nailed in the head.
He said, no. You have to. It's not reassure, guarantee. You have to guarantee it.
I also like the fact that he pours his booze out. Now, I do want to talk about these mesh nets that are on some of these commandos, because a lot of the commandos, these are the guys that jumped, wore those mesh nets, and there are different styles. This is the more narrow style. So if you ever get to see, and I've shown it to you guys, some of it, the artwork I did for No Better Place to Die, the story of the 82nd Airborne's battle on D-Day. I drew mostly that one because, as I recall, they wore the tight knit mesh nets on their helmets, whereas some of the commandos had the larger squares on their head, and I am really not sure why they were different. I really don't know. I've always wondered, and I've never gotten an answer from anybody that I've asked. And but some of the commando helmets for America had those smaller squares on the nets, and for some of them, the squares were larger. The operational objective was to get across the Rhine Delta and into Germany. Yep. So crossing on the very, and oh my God, everything that could go wrong went wrong. That's the other thing. And that's one of the biggest mistakes made, that there were no backup plans. Everything had to go exactly right for this mission to be successful. Every single thing was reliant on the other thing. And if any part of that thing failed, it all failed.
That is a shit plan, if you ask me.
It is.
That's what they kept saying. This is a terrible plan. And the Polish commander really was up the British's ass about this plan. He says, my men would be slaughtered. And it happened just like that. They were shot. They were just aiming up in the air and just shooting them as they're parachuting down.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's almost similar in language to what happened with Black Hawk Down. A daytime raid. In the daytime, you want to do this. Now, this guy is a real person, but they also do him misjustice in this film because this didn't happen. That was never said about him, and he continued serving. And that bothered me that they did that to him in this movie. They made him look like he was suffering from severe combat fatigue. And that's not the case with him. And the Red Caps, was that the Fusiliers? Who was that? Alpha? Yeah, they thought they were going to just fuck. After the success of D-Day, British command, under the main command of Eisenhower, who approved this fucking mission. Look, he's a politician. He was not a great leader, Eisenhower.
Well, we're talking about the guy that took Patton out of the combat zone.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I love these guys in there. And I love it when he says, what was that? What was that? The guy goes, it's flak. There you go. Army Air. Army Airborne. Now, back then, they didn't have the rule that we have today, that the flag is always supposed to be on your sleeve moving forward. That means if the flag is on your left arm, the blue is on the front shoulder. On the right shoulder, the blue is on the front shoulder today. Back then, they just put the flag on there. Didn't think of that shit. Yeah, just simply they were commando, paratroopers. Okay. Many wore different cap badges for their parent regiments. Roger that. Roger that. Sean Connery's character in real life was a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And he really did shoot that German through a window.
Well, all of them were badasses.
They were doing surgery on a table, and he was checking how the soldier was doing with the surgeon on the table, and he looked up, and a German walks by, and then comes back like, hey, You're not German. And fucking, I love that Connery's character raises that 45 and fucking shoots him.
Dude, the officer that was played by Anthony Hopkins, the scene in which Anthony Hopkins goes running or jogging from one point to another in middle of a fair fight, the firefight, the guy
The
said,
real guy was there. The
and
real guy was on set.
Yes, and he said to him, "You have to walk, not run. Walk to
No, run slower is what he said. Run slower.
portray disdain to the enemy."
Disdain for the enemy and their firepower. And this encourages your men when they see you do that. And it is kind of right. And in the history of warfare, you will find these fucking officers. They show Hal Moore doing it in the Battle of Ia Drang. And he really did. Fucking shit's going off around him, and he's standing there. Everybody's ducking, running for cover, and he just stood there, barking orders. What's this? Clockwise, 1986. Yeah, that's John Cleese's film. What are we talking about?
Stephen Moore, the movies he was in.
He was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Brideshead Revisited. Very cool. I like the movie Clockwise. I actually laughed at that movie. It's a really unknown Cleese film. The New Avengers, 76. Didn't like it as a kid. Just wasn't the same without Emma Peel. I love that they built these gliders for this film. They put so much work into this. The boats that they crossed that river on, the canvas and wood frame boats, they rebuilt them for this film. And what's amazing is the actors struggled with these boats, and which is exactly what happened that day when the battle took place. It's why they struggled so hard trying to control them. And so when you see them struggling on that river, that ain't fake. That's not acting. That's them trying to get those boats to go across a river with a fucking current. They're longish boats. And so they would get hit by that current. And they put only 2 oars, real life, 2 oars per boat with an entire team. So the rest of them had to fucking use the rifle butts as oars to get them across that river. This shot here, this is crazy. That sky was filled with planes. And even though I do criticize this film for the paratrooper scenes, they tried, but they could not get how many fucking people that actually jumped that day into the movie. There was just too much. And what they tried to do instead was frame a shot and get as many of them as possible to drop at the center of the camera.
And let your mind feel the rest.
It gets less as it goes out. And because they didn't want any miniature effects. And what I do like, when you see some of those commandos going out of the planes, those are real trained paratroopers. And when you see the shots inside the plane as they jump, that's about how fast they do it for real. It's like zip, 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 zip. Most movies get that wrong. They'll show like this drop, drop, drop. No. You are 11 Alpha knows the term. You are nut to butt in that plane, and you're going out nut to butt. The only thing that stops you is right when you step up to jump out, your paratrooper. I forget what they're called. They're the guys to make sure your line is connected, so you don't jump out of the plane and the line not connect. Static line, and because that would be a fucking nightmare to go out of that plane and you're not attached to the static line. It doesn't pull your chute.
Yeah, that would be an unpleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, good call. The bridge in Arnhem, which replaced the one. Yeah, both bridge scenes in this film are the same bridge. It's called the John Frost Bridge. I've crossed it a few times.
It's sad that
Yeah,
Sanders not here because that's his country.
that
where
is
we're
another
filming it.
Donald's. Yeah, that's right. Eye of the Needle is a nice little film. As I recall, that is what the fuck's his name? Donald Sutherland film. He got to play spies in World War II films a couple times. Eye of the Needle and The Eagle Has Landed. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Cam. Jumpmaster, thank you. That's the term. Their job is to make sure that every single one of these guys, but that's the shot right there I told you about, because you actually see them jump nut to butt. Very realistic. And the problem I have is all that empty space on the right was filled with even more, again, left and right should be filled as well. There are that many planes and there are that many paratroopers gliding to that fucking ground. If my main don't, oh yeah, that's part of our little cadence. I got my reserve by my side. If that one don't open, look out, ground, I'm coming through. There are some of us that wanted to go airborne. I wanted to. I wanted to be an airborne ranger. I had a problem, disqualification. I snore. As one guy said, you snore like a wild animal. Oh, here's this thing. What? They're jumping here? They're after me. Quickly, get me out of here. Quickly. And it wasn't quite like that, but he really did believe that he was a target. Again, left and right, open air. Just that entire sky was dotted with parachutes opening. I like the scene where the parachutes are jumping from various angles. Yeah, it's fucking wonderful. There's one of the best characters, not only in the story, but in real life. And I just wish they could have found a way in the true story that those two men met so that Connery and Caine shared some screen time together. I fucking love watching those two. We're going to have to do that film for Military Monday.
Which one?
The one of Once and Future King by Rudyard Kipling. There's Maximilian. I fucking love that man.
Actually, they could have done that because both characters are not based on real persons. So I don't know.
They're amalgamation of characters. There's another great German actor. And he plays, is Hardy Kruger, is that his name, the actor? Anyway, he's one of the SS. And Wehrmacht didn't really like them. And that's why he sends them out of the room and gives there's the other actor is Sir Laurence Olivier, whose English plays Swiss, I do believe. Is he playing Dutch or Swiss? I can't remember.
Dutch.
He says, and after you give us enough time, you can go back to killing us. I love that line.
I really liked his character.
Dude, man, people don't understand the bond in the military. I broke my I got what's referred to as not a stress fracture, but a splintering fracture of my tib, because the tib fib make up below your knee to your ankle, and I'm going to tell you now, side straddle hops need to be removed as an exercise. They are terrible for your joints. It's a terrible one for your spine, and it causes more compression fractures than any exercise done in the military. Oh, there it's doing it, Anima. Turn your phone off.
What?
Turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing that thing again. Can you hear it, Martin?
Not anymore.
No, I'm asking if you heard it. It's not just me.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot to turn it off.
It's all right, hon.
That's fine.
They
I
were
just don't
best friends
understand
in real life.
why it's doing that, because there was nothing going on my phone.
Don't worry. I want to talk about this, not that. They were best friends. They were also roommates. They lived together. And Michael Caine was not used to the lifestyle that Sean had. He was a party guy. And one time they were leaving a bar, and this one guy started to fuck with Caine, and Connery just walked up and flattened the guy. He says, "Come on, let's go. Stop wasting time." Connery is, people don't know, fucking Connery was a badass in real life. Just he took a pistol away from a gangster and pistol whipped him with his own pistol. Then found out later he was a gangster, but he was like, "I'm not going to apologize to him. I'll give him his gun back." I love Elliot Gould in this.
Well, I like Gould on anything.
Yeah, Hardy Kruger is so good, man. I love that guy as an actor. And Elliot Gould, I would watch him reading the Bible. And I don't know if you've ever read the Bible. It's a long
I don't think so, no.
It's a long read. And I just love Elliot Gould, the way he talks. It's like that scene from Sling Blade, you know. I like the way you talk.
Dude, even in the remake of Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I brought that up, Gambit. I talked about it a minute ago, that he's the one who goes to request permission to evacuate their wounded so they can go to the German hospitals and become prisoners of war. And he plays the old Dutch man, the old Dutch doctor. And I love that line when he's standing there with Maximilian Schell. Or no. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the Hardy Kruger. And he says, all we're asking for is time to evacuate our wounded, and an hour and to your hospitals so you can take them as prisoners. And after that hour, you can go back to killing us. And I think that's one of my favorite lines in the film. But then, for God's sake. I love him in this movie. I hate those fucking gliders. Worst fucking idea ever.
The flying coffins?
Yeah. One fucking general, which they talked about in Saving Private Ryan, fucking put his heavy ass fucking vehicle in, and they find him. They're dead. Everybody on board that glider was dead because it just went straight into the ground.
How could he think that this would work?
Maximilian Schell is just one of the greatest actors of all time. I would put him in the top 20 actors of all time.
He was certainly one of the most famous German actors of his time.
I love the location shooting, that they made the choice, even though it's going to cost them a lot of money. And I'll explain. I love this guy too. And all that Anthony Quinn's character did was tell the interpreter. And it wasn't a German interpreter, by the way. In real life, that was an English interpreter that was sent over. And he says he would like to discuss options for your surrender. And he said, "Tell him to go to hell." And that line that the other guy says, "I'm sorry, we do not have the
facilities to take you all prisoners."
Yeah. The look on his face, like, what?
But thank you. Is there anything else? And it's in reality, it wasn't a German soldier. It was a German-speaking British soldier. And they changed it for the film because it made it funnier. And it does. It's fucking hilarious. But the part that Martin was talking about a little bit ago was the fact that oh my God, what was his character's name? I just forgot his name. Anthony Hopkins. Give me a minute. I got that deep drawer, but a slow retrieval system. Anyway, they show him in the film darting between the pylons
John
of the
Frost.
bridge. That's it. Thank you, John Frost. And the real guy was there to help with the scene, to make it realistic or to approve or disapprove. And he disapproved of that moment because he had a beef with some other things that finally he was made to understand had to be done that way for a film. But that one really annoyed him. He says, I would have never run. He says, I would have slow jogged or walked. And like, why? And he's like, it helps with their morale to see you not show fear of the enemy, but instead show contempt for their bullets. And it's like, you think, oh, this guy's full of shit. And then you find out, no, it's true. He really did that. He pretty much just walked between the pylons.
Oh, I know it's off topic, but do you remember in Band of Brothers, the Lieutenant Donald Spears running between the German soldiers in their own lines?
The problem is he ran so fucking fast, he left his men behind who were running. They could not keep up with Spears. And so Spears fucking runs up there and he's by himself. And they don't know how to react. They're like, who is this? Like, the Germans are like caught completely off guard. And then he just fucking starts firing into them. And they show it in the show, and it's fairly accurate. I mean, it's not absolutely accurate because Spears criticized that scene in the show. But he said, he pretty much got it right. And he says, the one thing that I definitely didn't do is I did shoot that kid. He was just a boy. I killed him. I did not slow down. I had no emotional issue with what I did.
That wasn't Spears. That was Winters.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, Spears is the
Spears is the one when they need to communicate one company with another the other, and the town was in the middle, and he just ran through the through the fighting.
Yeah, he was crazy in a good way. And but Spears is also the one that shot those Germans.
Yes,
executed them. And everybody was asked that was there. And even now, Spears said himself, "Oh yeah, I shot him." This is what was I going to do? There were too many of them. One man cannot guard them while we're running a fucking battle, and it was a tactical decision. Had to be done, and that's how he saw it. It had to be done. He didn't like it, but it had to be done. So this is where they think, oh, this will be an easy fight. And then they find out just how easy it is not going to be. So he walks up the bridge, and that
was plain
this
stupid.
Bridge.
I wouldn't have done that.
This bridge was used for both bridges in the film. And I like that they did that. They used one of the real surviving bridges. Foy was the town. I've been there too. For some reason, there's a herd of buffalo there now, like bison, or because we call them buffalo in the United States, but they're actually bison. What kind, buddy? I'm curious.
Well, they breed them for their meat over here as well. Why not?
Oh my God! If you've ever had bison meat, good grief!
Dude, when Hopkins' character is prepped for going away, he's talking with another officer, or he said, and he's telling him what he's going to need. He said, why are you going to take all those clothes? Oh, because I need it. At some point, I was waiting for him to say, unpack some fava beans.
Yeah, right. Bison are fucking delicious, dude. I've eaten many a fucking buffalo steak. It's amazing. My dad and I got our first taste of it back in the 70s. He got some, he grilled them, and oh my God, that was good. Not gamey at all. They're fucking delicious. Nuts. Yeah. Acting commander of the 101st Airborne. That's the correct answer to me. Another great quote is, "We're airborne. We're supposed to be surrounded." Marines, too, feel that way, too, because they were told they were surrounded in one battle. And he goes, "We have them right where we want them."
And good. Now we can shoot in every direction.
And I think that was Dan Daly that said that, wasn't it? It was either him
I
or
don't
Chesty.
remember.
It was either Chesty Puller or it was fucking Dan Daly. The Belgians also have some sort of American West Festival. There's some, oh, well, look, man, as much as they like to talk shit about us, they envy the fuck out of all the cool shit here in the United States. And they do, I have heard many a time some of the stuff they do over in Europe that is clearly inspired by fucking the West, the wild, wild West. Not like the song. Yeah, I like the song. No, not like the song, but kind of like the song. Mostly.
Get your shit together, man.
I'm just running my mouth. And I really appreciated their attempt at trying to make the Tiger tanks. They used the Russian T-34, and they went in with wood and built all the armor to make it look like the Tiger tank. And, you know, they weren't quite as good as what Spielberg did. Spielberg took a chassis and built an actual Tiger tanks. And it had the wheels just right. It was great what he did. Because the German tank had one in front and one behind at an angle from each other, and then it would just keep stacking all the way down. And then they had that side armor plate. So the tanks you see in Saving Private Ryan were all fabricated Tiger tanks, and they're fucking amazing. This one for the 1970s, they did a monster job on these German tanks. Just beautiful. This is, I consider this to be the single greatest war film, followed immediately by his other film, The Longest Day. And Saving Private Ryan, as amazing as the battles were, those were all directed by Dale Dye. Anything directed by Steven Spielberg was stupid or had something stupid in it. Like walking through German occupied territory only feet apart and talking full voice. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, there are some that didn't come out until after the war. Yeah. I do love that they have the Kübelwagen in it. That's my favorite German vehicle of all time. It was the military Himmler car. I'm not going to say with the T. And it was the Volkswagen military Jeep for the
Are you
Germans.
talking about the Kübelwagen?
Yeah, I just said that.
But I had a phone call. I'm sorry.
Oh, aren't you special? Who called?
The agency, unemployment stuff.
I hope good news.
No. Wasn't really
Yeah,
important.
the only thing that makes that movie good was Dale Dye. Even though it's not a movie per se, I rank Band of Brothers first. Yeah, see, I don't, but I agree with you that if you were to turn it into how many episodes were there?
10.
Yeah, I think 10.
And each show was an hour and a half, or was it an hour?
Hour and a half, roughly.
So 15-hour movie. So Alpha, I'm with you. Let's call it a 15-hour movie. Band of Brothers would be number 1. The Pacific would be number 3, and the B-17 movie would or series would be number 2.
Masters of the Air. That's my number
Fucking
one.
love that, man. I could not believe how fucking good that was. I love this shot here of walking down that Dutch alleyway. And those are outhouses in the back, aren't they?
Those
Or
are
in
what?
the Netherlands, did they have indoor plumbing in those poor areas? Denholm Elliott, the man, he served in the Royal Navy, as I recall. Let me go look that up. Let me go look like that. Because I know he served in World War II. And there are a lot of people who said that he was a homosexual back when he died of AIDS, but his wife made it clear, no, he had surgery and was given tainted plasma or blood. He was one of those few people that basically was unintentionally murdered by blood tainted with HIV. No, he served in the RAF during the Second World War, joined in Bomber Command in 1940 at the age of 18. He was trained as a wireless operator and air gunner and served with number 76 Squadron RAF under the command of Leonard Cheshire. And by the way, I do want to point out that Sean Connery being in this film means that he was in both of Cornelius Ryan's films. He was also in The Longest Day, playing a British soldier. And I can't remember if he was Scottish in there or if he tried to have a thick accent for something else. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've seen the film. Speaking World War II movies, specifically Glory ranks pretty high. I'll tell you another film, and we're going to be doing it soon. 1941. I love that fucking movie. It's a silly movie, but it's so fucking good. And again, it's one of those where you move around from character to character. It's a character film. I love my devil dog. Served with prior service Marines. Nobody better in a fight, battlefield, or bar. My uncle, Clean Gene the Marine, was an incredible man, truly one of the few and the proud. And as I've always said, even though there are more gays in the Navy, the gayest branch of the military is the Marines. And I have proof because they're always looking for a few good men. Ba-dum-bum.
Allow me.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hey, that's my line.
I know. And I stole it.
And that's why, by the way, I miss Pope when he's not here because I've always, being former infantry, there's a kinship between infantry Marines and Army infantry that we have. Sure, we talk shit about each other, but man, we love being in each other's company. Glory. I don't remember that. Did Stone work on that film?
No, he didn't. And he corrected it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Edward Zwick, screenplay by Kevin Jarre. It is a great film, and I do have a thumbnail made for it because I do want to do the film. And what I'm probably going to do is some of the films I've been holding off on, I'm going to cover them close or near the date of when the battle. Yeah, this didn't happen. This part right here did not happen. Yeah, I am not a fan of that film. My problem with Stone is his overzealous fucking or overzealous fucking anti-war position. I keep telling people, and I'm not the only one who says this, if you want to show a good anti-war film, show a realistic and accurate war film. Don't sex it up to make your point. It'll do it itself. I tell people all the time, Saving Private Ryan in its own way is an anti-war film because of the way it depicts the fucking gore and the horror of war. Despite my issues with Spielberg on it, I do like all the combat scenes. And I couldn't watch it the first time. I walked out and went outside, and there's a bunch of veterans outside the theater smoking because they couldn't handle that fucking opening scene. Yeah, it's a film I'll never do because of the other subject matter in that film, juvenile sex. Yeah, this guy is great. One of my favorite character actors. My favorite movie with him is a little movie called the Andromeda Strain. He's the main character. Well, second main character. The Navy does have a men's department. It's called the Marine Corps. I don't care about anyone's sexual orientation. Well, that's the thing about Marines. Marines act gay all the time. They fucking make jokes about it. Now, it's like absolutely hilarious when I hang out with my Marine buddies. And Pope's one of my favorites. I love fucking hanging out with Pope. And we're always joking about gay. I always joke about being gay. And it's something that started in the military. And I still do it. I'm grateful I haven't been canceled yet over it. So anyway, he surrenders his firearm to the captain here. And and I love it when he asks, you wouldn't really shoot me, would you? And then he just salutes him.
I love that.
And he really did this. You know, he threatened him. And yes, if I read correctly, this another moment they captured that happened was where he told this MP to hold him for 10 seconds and release him. And he was a little confused by that. He goes, "Thank you, Sergeant."
Yeah, that really happened like that.
Now, back in World War II, we had a little sergeant rank that was really weird. It's called Tech Sergeant. And question for the chat. Does anybody know what Tech Sergeant was and why it was called that? Because there was a reason. And then after the war, it was pretty much gotten rid of. See if we get any answers. I'm assuming Alpha's going to know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he knows.
And the way you knew it was you had the sergeant stripes with a T underneath the chevrons. I'm going to give Alpha his chance because I'm assuming he knows. Robert Redford's character is one of my other favorites in this film. And one thing I learned was that it's not just a spiritual thing that he's doing the Hail Mary over and over again. It was also being done in order for him to keep cadence.
Yes.
Of their yep. I believe it was the same reason as the later specialist rank. You have the grade of an NCO, but not the command authority. There you go. They are technically sergeants, but they're not allowed to give orders and stuff like that like a sergeant. Their responsibilities were the same as a sergeant without the authority. So there you go, Alpha. Thanks, man. The scenes set around Arnhem Bridge were shot in Deventer, yep, where a similar bridge, and like I said, it's used as two bridges in the film from different angles. And it stood in for both those bridges. Mid-1970 modern urban development surrounded it. Some of the houses are still there. They shot around. There's a nice little video that Anna and I watched that showed the locations today, what they look like, and they still look pretty much like they did in the movie. And
Yeah,
when
didn't change very much.
when they had to destroy the buildings, that was done at Shepperton Studios.
I love it when people go to movie locations.
No, that's at Twickenham Studios, and they built the facade for this house that was damaged there for many of the scenes where they needed to move around the rubble. Rubble. And there's their modified T-34 Russian tank to look like a Tiger. They did, in my opinion, a fairly good damn job. Right there, I can tell it's not a German tank by the mounting of the cannon on the front. But still, look at the side armor. They did a really good job with this. Yeah, Spec 4, E4. The E4 Mafia.
Well,
This is Dad in the wheelchair. Done. Yeah.
Bye, Cam.
Hey, see you later, Cam.
bye, Cam.
Thanks for dropping in, buddy. We appreciate it, man. Everything I read, it was T-34.
Szabaszki Polish.
You guys are welcome to talk.
Oh, the thing with the radius, which didn't was quite in that way. That was for dramatic purposes.
Well, yeah, this is a movie after all.
The radius did fail, but big problem was always also the distances.
Now they're saying here, and that is not what I read. They said it's the modern German Leopard tanks that are dressed up to look like tigers. And what I read was that it was old German, Russian T-34s.
This scene is so sad, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because it starts like such an inspirational action.
He's running. Do it, mate. Do it. And he gets smoked.
For nothing,
Only
too.
Yeah, only for a container of Beret. Why would you be deployed Berets instead of food and ammo? Fucking Berets.
They actually wanted to find Panther tanks for the film, but they couldn't find any.
Good one, Gambit. More
Yeah.
short rounded.
I'm
That
digging
poor woman.
deeper here.
Kelly's heroes use modified T-34s as Tigers.
Well, they used what they had in the region.
Wait, what?
on
I didn't hear
Balkan.
that. I was reading. I didn't hear you. Say that again.
Kelly's heroes use modified T-34s as Tigers.
Yeah, I just
Alpha.
looked. I was wrong, and it is that one. But let's see. The German tank seen in the 77 film Bridge Too Far was not a real Panther tank. Instead, it was a modern 1965 vintage Leopard 1 tank modified to resemble a Panther. This was done because authentic Panther tanks were not available in sufficient numbers for filming, and the Leopard 1 was readily accessible, particularly from the Dutch Army, which had purchased the tanks from West Germany in 1969. Apparently, at the end of the sale, when the Dutch purchased it, they gave the classic British "fuck you." That didn't happen. I always loved the commando helmets from the Brits. They had really cool paratrooper helmets. Pretty much everybody is wounded here.
Mm.
I'm not sure. In the true story, I think every single person that served there at that end of that bridge was fucking wounded. There he is. Originally, this was in real life. That was a British soldier sent over that could speak German, but they turned it to this because it was funnier, especially when he delivers this line. But we don't have the facilities to take you all prisoner. Thank you. Will there be anything else?
It was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, you were right on that one right there. The T-34s with Kelly. A lot of times, that's the problem with my brain. I'm getting old, and all that trivia starts to bleed in other stuff. And there's the kid, fucking dead. That was one of the biggest heartbreak. And the other kid's dead on that behind him, laying backward on that sofa on its side. Fucking deader than shit. One of the most somber things about this film is showing what happened to the children in this fucking war. So in the film, they have Browning say the line. I always said it was the bridge at Autumn was a bridge too far. And the fact is, one of the things I read said that Montgomery did speak to Browning. It was constantly interacting with him because he was the guy there representing him in command of this mission. And so he would talk, was always talking to him. And so some historians say that it was likely the opportunity to have that conversation happen for real before they went into Arnhem. And the hubris of fucking Montgomery, what a piece of shit, man. And I love British warriors, man, but fucking Montgomery. And Eisenhower was a pussy for removing Patton because of his disdain for Montgomery and the Russians. And in fact, some have said that if he was allowed to do what he wanted to do, that we wouldn't have had the Cold War.
Yep. You may say whatever you want about Patton and his methods, but the guy was right.
Yep.
On both.
By the way, I listened to the real speech that the opening speech was based on. Good God, that guy could speak. The real speech. It's a recording they have of Patton giving that full speech that they based the opening speech on. It's an incredible speech. I personally don't think this movie is too repetitive or hammy or stopping the plot dead in its tracks. No, I wholly agree. I think it's a great fucking movie.
Even though it's really long, but
I saw it when it premiered in June of 1977 at Leicester Square in London. That's the same theater I saw Star Wars in fact. I got to see some cool movies while I was overseas. I got to see The Cassandra Crossing, Bridge Too Far, Star Wars. I got to see George C. Scott in Island in the Stream, Hemingway's. It was a very good film, really slow, but I'm a cinephile, so I enjoyed it at 13. I like that film. I got to see a little movie that a lot of people don't remember. This is where they finally get the boats. And they've been waiting for these fucking boats. Anyway, so, and they're crappy. They're really crappy. And what was it? Oliver Reed in the film The Prince and the Pauper. which got released in the United States as Crossed Swords for some reason. And I love that movie. And again, he's another actor in this movie that was also in The Longest Day. No, it had a delay in London. Let me go look. Because this movie got released in June. Yeah. It was December when Star Wars got released in the UK. And I don't know why it took so fucking long. Yeah, he had a bit of a screechy voice. To be honest, George C. Scott was the better version of Patton. But Patton, one, he was very blue. He absolutely had a foul mouth. And he was a great speaker. He just didn't have the greatest voice. But he conveyed ideas, and he made people, soldiers hate him, but they also followed him. This scene's crazy because those bombers were supposed to drop fucking smoke. And they barely had
Welcome
any
back.
smoke at all. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Oh, and Joe and
So-
Sander, they come
Hey, Sander.
here at unison.
Hail Mary, full of grace. You know.
I'm going to say why that was done. It was not just the characters' religious beliefs, but because it was how they could keep cadence on the oar movements. So everybody was in sync, rowing. And so he was really loudly doing Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Yeah. Great part. That's the part of the movie I always remember was Redford doing that. It goes along with the old adage, and I'm sure you've heard it before, Gary. There are no atheists in foxholes, right?
I corrected a colonel, what do you call him, chaplain,
Yeah.
when they said that in my presence. I said, are you kidding me? You're more likely to find an atheist than a Democrat. Infantry just doesn't have very many Democrats.
No.
But yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Sander, that the one bridge in the movie stood in for two bridges. It was Nijmegen, and what was the other bridge? Was it Arnhem? Arnhem and Nijmegen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they thought it was too serious. No, it's a great fucking movie. People that talk that way, I have zero interest in hearing what they have to say.
Too serious. War's serious business. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. People fucking kill and people fucking die.
Yeah.
There's a dead guy. Or is he just a really good actor?
He's just
I
a really
can't
good
tell.
actor. He's taking a nap. That's all. Yeah.
I love those bridges, man. It's one place I wanted to go and I never got to go to.
Hey, I hate I missed the part about Elliot Gould building the bridge. That I thought that was great. His interaction with Michael Caine, asking him if he had the engineering equipment. That was great in the parade and everything.
Yeah. We had a Colonel Chaplain from the 82nd Airborne jump with us on my first jump school. Yeah, I'd probably turn to him and say, I don't know if having you here is a blessing or a curse.
Right.
I would not want to jump with the chaplain.
Because he could get scooped up in the rapture really quick, and you might have to go with him.
Oh, wait. Are we still talking about Star Wars? What was this in reference to?
Gene Simmons of the Kiss.
Because
fame.
this movie came out in June of '77. I think it was June 24th. And I was there opening day. And I went there expecting a big line, and there was not very many people there. I also watched a movie in Dublin, and I think that was the one theater I went to see George C. Scott's film was right off of Piccadilly Circus. It's down about 2 city blocks, and it's still there. And the theater I saw this in was in Leicester Square, and that was in June. And August was, I think it was August, that we saw Island in the Stream. Cassandra Crossing is one I saw in Dublin, and I can't remember what date that was. It feels like it was in August. Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you, the censors were watching everything about this movie. Yeah, they sure did. They removed it. They're too biased when it comes to shock factor. And then they're like, we allow foul language on television on the BBC, but we won't let you show a man eating a turtle eating sausage. Stupid people. My father's always told me about eating tulip bulbs. I don't know. I've never heard of that. Are they edible? And the relief of the aerial food drops of Operation Man. Yeah, they were starving, man, and they were dropping food. I hate this scene because he's telling him he's sorry, and then he says his name, and he's not alive anymore. He has been unalived. I also like when it shows the German officer, Max von Sydow, giving English chocolate to Hopkins' character. It's English. We got it from your airdrops. And the ironic is, you feel like the Germans won the day, but the fact is, we drove them all the way to Arnhem.
Mm-hmm.
That is a victory in itself. And they should have never gone for the Arnhem Bridge.
They were backpedaling at the time. Yes.
Yep.
I think they actually mentioned that they were running low on supplies too. I mean, yeah.
That's why they were happy to steal from the British.
Yeah. They're at the end, man. The
this is where
German army was starving, like you said, man. They spread themselves too thin over too wide an area and paid for it.
Well, the biggest problem was with this mission was the Arnhem Bridge was planned out in a way that if any one thing fit, this is the paratrooper scene with the Polish, and they get slaughtered in the air.
Exactly what Gene Hackman's character was worried about and protested the entire time, right? Yeah.
Is your father still alive, Sander? Because, man, I would love to hear someone talk about how many parachutes were in the air that day, because every description I've ever heard was, 2/3 more than what they show in the film. Like, it was the entire sky.
Well, it's pretty impressive what they put on film, though, Gary. I mean, my gosh, man.
They had 1,000 people jumping, including cameramen, to get the perspective of the soldiers jumping. So,
to try.
That was mind-blowing.
Yeah, to try.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember watching it again last week, that wow, it was impressive. That's why I thought maybe it might have been one of the most expensive between the cast, because there's nothing but A-listers in this thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, some people like Anthony Hopkins really weren't known yet, but Connery sure as hell was. Redford was, Michael Caine was. I mean, they had a lot of people in this movie. And
again, I want to point out that two of the actors in this film were also in Cornelius Ryan's The Longest Day. And that was Sean Connery and Hardy Kruger.
Yeah. But I thought it was probably one of the most expensive ones ever made at the time because, my gosh, it's on the screen.
I told you earlier, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was the most expensive film made when it was made in '76.
How did I'm sure I'm catching everything late. Did you talk about the box office of it? Did it make its money back? Or?
Hold on. Alas, my father died December 25th of 2019. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I lost my dad back in 08, and it just I miss him every fucking day. I've also been in Orlog's Museum, Overloon, which is technically in Brabant. I don't know how to say that last one.
Brabant.
But pretty much right in the same southeast part of the Netherlands. No, I went over it early in the show with you, but the film's budget was $25 million, and the box office was $50.7 million, which is actually a good earning.
Yeah, for that time, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the actors on the same weekly salary. That's what amazes me.
Yeah, they all had to accept the salary.
And they did to make this possible.
Yeah. So yeah, I've said this before. The budget for this film at $25 million was $100 million by today's dollars, a little over. And so let me I'll need to double check on this. 0.7 times 5 equals, yeah, $100 million, and it earned $253.5 million.
Yeah, I'd say that's a win. Yeah. But the logistics of putting on those two airdrop scenes, man. Wow. That's and you know something I did not know until I watched this again, Gary, because it'd been so long since I've seen it. I did not know they used gliders in
they built
World War II.
Yeah, they built those gliders. He was focused on making this the most accurate war film.
Mm-hmm.
He had everything that wasn't available built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing what he did, including those boats. And like I said, when they crossed that river in those boats, the actors had the exact same problem the real soldiers had. And so what you see on screen is these actors having the same fucking problem that the real soldiers had. And they were aggravated by those fucking boats. They hated them.
Mm-hmm.
And
nobody said the warfare was easy. That's
yeah.
For
the budget for Star Wars was $11 million, and $2 million of that came out of the effects budget of Damnation Alley, because Alan Ladd took the money that was meant to help finish that movie and gave it to George Lucas. Wow. Which is why Damnation Alley looks so bad in the visual effects department.
Yeah,
because they got fucked by Alan Ladd Jr. But I think he put the money in the right film. And the box office for Star Wars was $775 million.
Gee whiz. Yeah, that's
so.
Talk about.
I would not, Gambit. I would not say that that Bridge Too Far was the most successful of '77. It was Star Wars. And the funny part was Lucas was in Hawaii with Spielberg because he did not want to deal with the stress and anxiety of this movie. So they took their families to Hawaii to have a good time. And the first weekend, man, it's already earned this much. And he says, don't get excited. Wait for the second weekend. That'll tell you whether this will be successful or not. And the second weekend, it was even more. And word of mouth was spreading about Star Wars. And every nerd in America was like, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
And so Bridge Too Far was like the second biggest box office of that summer of 77. And when you look at that, it's like, do the math. Okay. If you want to know what the math is, you take their fucking box office, which was 775.4 million, multiply that by 5. Yep. No, I'm going to tell you though, Gambit, it was a box office smash. It was the Graveyard Bash. It was a box office smash. Shut up, Joe.
I'm not saying a word.
Yeah, you left and we were talking about
smash. I hear it. Yes, I hear it.
We talked about the Germans when they have that metal engraved plate that hangs around their neck.
Yeah.
On their chest. That's a special symbol for military police. Many of them became police after the war and wore that with their police uniforms as a source of pride for their service.
Pretty interesting. I've never been an aficionado of the European theater. I really have not. I've delved a little bit into the Pacific. That's the one that's always intrigued me. The Pacific theater, the war against Japan.
And that's why I tell people, if you want to see a realistic depiction of the Pacific War, the best film is actually the series, The Pacific.
Oh, really?
People go, what about Thin Red Line? Okay, first of all, the U.S. Army did do some combat.
Yeah,
the Army did do some combat, and the guy that wrote that was it James Joyce, I think, is the author. He was only really there one time, and that was Pearl Harbor when shit went down. And he was at Schofield Barracks. And
Schofield Barracks, the north side of the island. Yep.
Yep. And he was there after all the shit went down. In
I was fixing to say, because Schofield is north. That. Yeah, it's 40 minutes.
No, I'm talking about his other books. I'm talking about his other books. When it came to James Joyce's other books, he was there after the fact. And I'm not saying the Army, because I love the Army. I'm fucking Army. But when it came to Guadalcanal, the fucking Marines did 90% of the fighting. And the movie makes it look like the Army was involved in all this shit. And it's like, that was the Marines. And I don't like that film. The only thing good about that film was my boss's work on it. He made the combat look good on camera, made it look real. And the movie itself was garbage. What's his name? Malik he did one fucking good movie, and it's the one with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, Badlands. I can't stand Malik as a writer-director. I really think that he's way too full of himself. I want to make this an artistic piece, and he focuses for the first 45 minutes of that fucking movie on the jungle. And Caviezel and his buddy who have run off are just like walking around through the jungle. I'm like, it's like basically that movie, The Thin Red Line, his version is him masturbating on camera. It's just
the only thing I remember about it's Nolte's character, and he seemed like an asshole to me. I just,
he was.
I couldn't get behind it.
That character was an asshole.
Yeah, I couldn't get behind it at all. My favorite movie about that theater is John Wayne's classic, The Sands of Iwo Jima. That's my favorite one.
I like that movie too. Yeah. And Wayne, no matter how much I love him, I know he's a draft dodger. It always pissed me off. He could have served and stayed stateside. And so in '98, they made the film, and apparently, this is so weird to me that was it Adrian Brody that thought he was the main character. It was told that he was the main character. And I'm like, well, I read the book, and no, your character is not the main character. The character of Edward Welsh, played by Sean Penn, and Jim Caviezel's Private Robert E. Lee Witt, which is, I believe, a continuation of the Robert E. Lee Pruitt from Here to Eternity, which the author wrote. And he and the sergeant were the two main characters in the story of Thin Red Line. But somehow he got it in his head that he was going to be the main character, and didn't find out till he was in the theater watching the movie, and find out watching the movie that he wasn't the fucking lead. And he'd been telling people he was the lead. He was reduced down to like a fourth character in the story. All of his main scenes were cut. And I get you're angry, but when people tell me, look, his character's supposed to be the, I said, did you read the fucking book? If you didn't, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know, you would know that he wasn't the main character if you read the fucking book, because Witt's character is loosely based on James Joyce, as was the Robert E. Lee Pruitt character in From Here to Eternity. So I'm like, read a fucking book.
Yeah, pick it up
before opening your mouth
find out. Yeah.
about a movie based on a book. Gene Siskel gave the film 2.5 out of 4 and wrote, more often than not, a bridge too far isn't a story. It's a parade of, yeah, this is one of the many fucking comments that he has said that I called him out for later. I said, so you can't tell a true military story honestly with you because it'll be this or that bugs you. It's like, yeah, you know, sometimes that shit happens, and it's okay to fucking tell it the way it happened without it being a parade. You know,
He's just full of shit sometimes.
I told people as a joke, because I actually love Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, and I believe they both said this, and I'm not going to stand by it. It was a joke that they kind of earned their strokes.
Ouch.
With some of the careers they intentionally damaged. They almost destroyed Ridley Scott with Blade
That is
Runner.
fucked up.
Look no further than what they said about Star Wars. I bring it up all the time.
Well,
they said
Gene
it's
was a
rehashed
fucking
bullshit.
asshole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gambit, Gene was a fucking asshole. Roger Ebert would at least fucking admit that I was right when we were talking. He says, no,
He seemed like a jolly guy. He really did. You know,
he really was.
His
Until I
attitude
made fun of
fit
him.
his body, if you know what I'm saying. You could have put a beard
I just
on
think
him,
it's so
called him
funny.
Santa
We
Claus.
went to the little cafeteria ice cream shop downtown Urbana, okay, before going over to the Virginia Theater during Cyberfest back in '97. And we're going to go there and see the original 70 millimeter print of 2001: A Space Odyssey, because Cyberfest was celebrating the creation of HAL 9000 at the University of Illinois in 1997.
Wow.
In the book, that's what it is. That's the date given, 1997. Right. And so Roger and I went over. We grabbed a couple of their delicious subs. Best subs in town was from this little ice cream shop downtown. And he and I and all the other film critics would meet there and eat and together. And of course, I was one of the film critics for the Octopus magazine, which was the largest Illinois alternative news magazine. And I was also the only conservative working at that magazine. And I loved it when this one movie came out, and I'm still friends with my editor, publisher, to this day. He's a nice guy. He's always liked me. He says, you're very funny, because he's Chinese and he's got a very soft speaking voice. And but he came up to me to talk about this film where it depicts an Iraq war veteran as unhinged, played by Bill Paxton. Last Supper. was the movie.
Okay.
And I gave it 1 potato out of 5
Oops.
because I was the couch potato critic. And I gave it 1 out of 5 potential potatoes. And he says, would you consider rewriting your review for that film? Because I really like that movie. I went, no, I won't. And he goes, why did you not like it? I said, I don't like when filmmakers disparage military people. It's like and make them look bad only because they're a soldier. I don't like that. Another director that liked doing that was Brian De Palma. As much as I love his movies, man, he's a fucking socialist piece of shit.
He
is one of my favorite directors of all time.
He's a really good director, but he doesn't need to direct war films. That's for sure. No.
And people go, well, your boss is in the movie? I went, I know. He tried his best to save that movie.
Right.
From the communist.
But the final cut goes to that big time director. And my gosh.
Brian De Palma. Mm-hmm. And a movie I'm talking about is one with Sean Penn and Michael J. Fox.
Casualties of War.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It is actually a really good film, but I despise his passion for going after soldiers. Yeah, it's like you have thousands of soldiers in a battle doing the best they can do, and you get one that does something bad, and that's what he focuses on. The one. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to glorify any of those other guys that gave their lives in combat, because that's too, propagandist for him. But it's not propagandist to make soldiers look bad. That's not propagandist at all.
No.
So that's one of my main issues with that cocksucker. But God damn it, if it weren't for him, Star Wars wouldn't have worked. He was the first one that told George to make changes. And it was him that told him to change that opening scroll, to lose that fucking scene of Luke looking up there with his friends. Lose that. And then he turned it. Then after that, he handed it over to Marcia and what is his name? The other editor for Star Wars. And really, it was Marcia Lucas that saved the day, because she came in and did the final edit on that film.
That's what I keep hearing. That without her, it would have been a mess. Yeah.
And when they did that celebration, Kathleen Kennedy did the celebration of the women of Star Wars. Guess who is not included?
Really?
She saved the trilogy, the first trilogy. Mm-hmm. She was the main editor on all 3 films. They don't even fucking mention her.
I have to imagine she probably didn't have to cut as much in the next 2, but you've got to rein Lucas in. That's for sure, man. If you've ever watched any of his movies, sometimes they can get a little long in the tooth and droll.
Well, yeah. Alpha, don't forget, this is James Cameron, who called Aliens his Vietnam War film. I'm like, look, man, I love Aliens. That's a great fucking movie.
It is a great movie.
You're a fucking idiot if you think that's Vietnam. That'll teach you not to serve in the military and learn something about being a soldier. I find that most soldiers that go into film tend to have a greater respect for the depiction of soldiers, except for Oliver Stone, who was a socialist piece of shit even when he was in the army.
Hello. Was he drafted or did he volunteer?
I think he was drafted. Yeah. I know if there were a few guys that fucking volunteered. Harvey Keitel. Mm-hmm. Harvey Keitel's, I think he's a little crazy, by the way. I loved it because he was originally the Martin Sheen character in Apocalypse Now. It got fired because he called Coppola out on some bullshit. And
wow.
Because he got fired. Technically, he walked out and then was removed from Stanley Kubrick's film. Which one was it that he was in? Well, anyway, he did a scene a bunch of fucking times, like 20 some times. And Keitel got up and says, "You're fucking insane. I'm out of here." And he just walked off the set. You're an asshole. He did not like Kubrick at all.
Definitely not the Clint Eastwood.
He is not one of those guys that puts
one
up with
take
bullshit
Clint.
like that. Yeah, one take Clint. And I love Clint because all right, that's good. And then he doesn't say cut. Okay, that was good.
We're good.
That was good. We're good. He wouldn't say action. He would go, okay, go ahead. And
I
he
want to
did
know
that.
I want to know what he and Dick Van Dyke have been doing, because Dick just hit 100 and
Yeah.
Clint's on his way. It's ridiculous, man. Wow.
And his mother's still alive. As I recall, Clint Eastwood's mom is still alive. They've had they have for years. I've not heard anywhere that she died. So that's why I'm saying it. Clint Eastwood.
I'm looking too. That is historically wild.
And by the way, Sandra, we talked a little bit about Rob Reiner, Michelle, his wife, and the shit going on with the son. Because I knew the arrest was coming. He had been in custody, not arrested, but was in custody, having to answer a few questions, and he absolutely unlifed his parents.
She died in 2006, buddy.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
man.
died February 4th, 2006. Yep.
She was such a cool lady.
Yep.
And she would get, like, he was old looking. And then there she is, like 1,000,000,006 years old. Right. And it's like, fuck, man. But anyways, explained, an actor was explaining why Clint does what he does when he's directing. He goes, okay, go ahead, quietly. Or then he go, okay, that's good. That's enough. And he won't say cut. And the reason why is he said he learned while making Wagon Train?
The TV show?
Oh, yeah. Rawhide.
Okay.
Rawhide, he learned that when you say action and cut loudly, it always startled the horses. And so he got into the habit as a director to never do that.
Horseman through and through. There you go. Yep.
And he's like, if it startles a fucking horse, it startles people too. And he didn't want to do that. Yeah. So when he directs, that's what he does. Tom Hanks talked about it because he did that one movie with him. He'll never make another movie with Eastwood. They are from two different schools of
no
filmmaking.
Doubt. Yeah.
And, Hanks got frustrated with Eastwood. And I know Eastwood got frustrated with him because he keeps to want to know things about the character. And Clint doesn't care about that shit. He's like, that's your job. Figure that out. And, and Matt Damon gets it. He says he wants you to come in and know your fucking lines and understand your character's motivations. That's your job as an actor.
Are you talking about Sully, the movie you made about the guy that saved the plane? Yeah.
And he kept asking too many questions, and Clint would get annoyed with him. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm doing. That's your job. But I'm having trouble. I don't care.
I don't care. Figure it out. Be a man, Tom. Be a man.
Hi, Zax. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Zax.
I'm not going to kiss your ass, Tom. Get it done.
Hey.
I can hear
for you, Zax.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
Bridge Too Far is a great movie. If you've never seen it, 3 hours of your day and check it out because it's awesome. The scope of
Jackie Chan, for instance, shot 348 takes of one scene when he first got into Hollywood. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Well, this is the problem with directors also trying to be editors. And this is what's referred to as a truism. It's not the absolute truth. It's a truism that you can almost always spot when a director has edited the film himself because the scenes start too early and get into what's important and then extend too long when the scene's already over. And that's why editors are so important, good editors.
Yeah.
That know the one thing they understand is rhythm. They're like the drummers of the rock band.
Rhythm and pacing.
And, yeah, they understand the pacing and how things need to go. More so, and what's important with editors is they have to be master storytellers in the visual process. because their job is to help that movie tell the story it needs to tell. And interfering directors in the editing process never or hardly ever is a good thing. It's just not.
No.
Because they tend to not be good editors. Being a good director doesn't make you a good editor. There are some who are the exception. One of them is Robert Rodriguez. I think he's a very good editor. And he edits his shit in his own garage.
Yeah, and he's a lot like one of the greats, John Carpenter. Very economic. There's no extra stuff. He gets right to the point and gets you the lowdown.
Yeah,
on
one thing I loved reading about Carpenter was you don't get very many outtakes with him. As far as scenes that were cut for pacing. Very rare, because he is so economical with the way he directs and edits.
Yeah.
He shoots what he feels is needed. The material that Rodriguez is given, he's a very hands-on editor. Absolutely. In fact, one compliment he was given by a friend of mine that worked with him was that he really kind of edits in the camera. That means he shoots what's needed and nothing more. So the editor's job, which is him in this case, doesn't have a lot of work to do because he's shot the scene exactly the way he feels is supposed to be shot for the scene from front to end. This is where it begins. This is where it ends. And I like guys like that. And, you know, one of my favorite things that was said to me, because, you know, I lost my friend Josh Becker last weekend. And one of the nicest things ever said to me as a creator of comic, graphic novels and comics, is he says, he read one of my books and he said, "You really are a good film director." He says, "I looked at your pacing and the way you edit together your panels and the way you draw your panels, the action and the non-action." He says, "You really are a good director. You have that eye for direction." He says, "I've only seen because really I think only one of my short films is still alive. I don't know what happened to a lot of my stuff I've lost over the years. I know I lost some of it in the fire, and but I still do have a copy of White Mouse, which I won the festival for, and it was my first festival. And I went into the festival, and I won the festival award for best short film. And Zoe was a little girl, and she was the main character of my story, and she had so much trouble remembering her lines that I discovered I can record each one of her lines and I can cut to her back and I can deliver those lines in the proper pacing they're supposed to be with her back turned because you can't see her mouth. And Zoe thinks that her performance is really good. And I said, "It's not your performance, baby. It's my editing."
Editing. Sniff, sniff.
I said, "But you were a good little actor." But the fact is she had trouble, and she had the "w" thing with R's. Awa.
She
couldn't say R. She couldn't say R. She said awa. She ended up in speech therapy for a few months and then beat it. She got rid of it. But the film is White Mouse, and I like it. I like the film. Would you guys like to see it? It's a short film. It's very short.
Go. Watch you
Anima?
get copyrights claimed. That would be funny.
My fucking movie. YouTube, you lousy sons of bitches. You motherfuckers. I'm angry with what happened with Tom. I really am. I get mad about my shit, but that's fucked up, man.
That's a huge cleave. I mean, if he had a dead channel, I don't know if he was making money off of it, first of all. But
he made money on Mead. The other channel,
not Mead. I'm talking from if you watch his video about it, he says that it's a dead channel that he hasn't used in years that got struck for reused content. And instead of just nailing that channel and that channel only, they nailed all of his stuff.
That's
including me.
bullshit.
It is. It's horseshit.
That is such horseshit.
It is. It's a huge cleave. I mean, it's just. But they've been.
But they get their money.
Yeah,
they get their money.
They get their money. Yeah. But he's been demonetized. Yeah. That's
So, and that's why we have that up at the top of the chat. Please support Tom and Mead by going to that PayPal. And if you can't afford giving anything to contribute, please share. Man,
yeah,
Tom
boost it on X. That's what I did.
Tom and Andre are good friends of this channel, especially Tom. We don't, because he got too busy, and we're probably never going to get a chance to do any more shows together on this channel.
Would be nice though.
That's a shame. I really like the Tom and Gary shows.
He was on with the first I heard about Rob Reiner. He was on with Mark D with a C last night, doing Sunday Night Geekery, and that's where I first heard it.
All right, I'm having trouble here. I'm getting irritated. It's not finding the movie. So let me go on my computer by itself.
But yeah, YouTube, and I first got wind of this through Camelot. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. His name's Cody. Camelot, I think 313 is his tag on YouTube. Anyway, he's a younger guy. He actually is living the dream now. He's driving for NASCAR. He's been wanting to do it for years, and he's doing it now. I think he's in his early 30s. Anyway, he just basically got slammed by him with, super chat chargebacks. And he owes YouTube a bunch of money now. And they say in their terms of service, they don't have chargebacks on super chats and stuff like that. This is the first I heard of the chicanery that's going on with YouTube right now. Basically,
like, how can they do a chargeback? I don't understand that.
I'll show you the links to his explanation of what's going on, but he's been active on X about this stuff for the last month and a half. It's crazy. He says he's not going to be able to pay his mortgage and stuff. It's crazy because that's what he does now. He does a lot of videos on GameStop. Apparently used to work for that company, was young, and he does a lot of videos on them and their screwed up way of doing things. But anyway, he hangs out with that Star Wars girl. I'm sure you know who that is.
Yeah,
that bunch. But anyway, he's a really great guy. I enjoy his content. He's one of these dudes that just loves life and likes to have fun, and yeah, that was the first I heard of it. And from what I've been diving into with it, it sure seems like YouTube is trying to cut bait with a lot of creators. Some of these people have millions of followers and they're dumping them for bullshit.
Yeah, they stop caring about content
to save money as we come into one of the biggest advertising seasons. It's very strange what they're doing. It's almost like Google needs money or something, which it doesn't. But they're acting that way. So,
well, they did something funky with me just recently, and I sent a message to them like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly it got fixed within a day. And I'm like, "You guys are up to something."
Yeah.
I am trying so hard to find this fucking short video. This is annoying. I know where I can find it.
Well, worry not.
Let's go. I know where it's at. I can find it on Facebook. I got to go to, I think it's my old account. It's still active. I left it because I had thousands of people on that account. And people just trying to get a hold of me all the time drove me up a fucking wall. Because it's like, I am asocial. I'm not a very social person. And when people just keep reaching out to me like every day, like 20, 30 people every day, I abandoned the Facebook page and went to my backup one I created just for my family so I didn't have to interact with them. Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking jerk. This is true. I am. I'm kind of a jerk.
It's okay though.
And for whatever weird reason, I'm the person you want to hang out with every day. You weirdo.
And trust me, it has nothing to do with the fact I want to get in your pants.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Trying to see if I can find it here real quick. Yep, there it is.
Put it in the private chat that link to his video. It's Camelot 331. He's actually in the new NASCAR game that EA Sports put out this year. He's in the truck series. You can use him as a racer in the game.
Right, here we go. So this is I won the Best Short Film 48-Hour Film Festival Cinemerge way back in the day. I apparently don't know how to capitalize. I did it on purpose, but
it looks good.
You also don't know how to change your avatar.
Learner's method. Sarah and Tuffet, beating her claws and way. Along came Spider. He sat down beside her. The scared Mr. Muffet away. I will be first, Skylars.
That's because you're not like most other little girls. Get your coat and hat on, it's time to go.
there's Ultra Rob.
Don't. No. I really love her.
I had 12 hours to edit this entire film, and a lot of things went wrong. Still worked.
Nice knife.
Nice maneuver.
Now Leroy, the nice baby.
This was her jujitsu instructor. He's a good friend of mine. All right. As we're shooting this, we shot it in order so it would be easier to edit. So when he gets into my van, that's my fucking Chrysler van, and he starts backing up, I'm looking through the viewfinder on my camera, and I see this guy jogging down the street coming up behind him. And I went, oh, Jesus, please don't hit him. Please don't hit him. Because I thought I was going to hit him.
Oh, man.
Get ready for it. Here he comes.
Yep, there he is.
I'm
Oh,
like, I'm not gonna yell cut because he won't hear me.
hopefully he's checking his mirrors.
I've got to pause it because I'm sure I'm going to get claimed on my own music again.
You know you are.
Mudhouse. That's our favorite little coffee shop here in the Springfield area. We have one right here in Ozark. And this is the old Jamaican restaurant we would go to all the time. Great food.
What?
There it is. And coming up is where he Theron does this stupid stunt. He did a couple of them that I said, you don't have to do that. We have no insurance. If you get hurt, you're on your own.
Right.
Right here, he jumps over this fucking hydrant.
He's free running. What do they call that? I can't remember what
Now, this is funny because that's my buddy Gary Bedell. He's another comic artist here in town. So this town has two comic artists, Gary Bedell and Gary Cassell. And we thought it was funny. Our names sound so close. But anyway, he was shooting his film for the festival. And I always laugh. Yeah, I kicked your ass. My movie is way better than yours.
That's right. I won.
But anyway, Gary was shooting his film. So they appear in my film. And then we appeared in his film. We're friends. We just do that shit. I love that
awesome
guy.
Little Springfield lore there.
Yeah, it was meant. That's part of the competition. He's getting that was, in fact, that blue teal looking building that was in the background. That's where my office was. This jumping off this fucking wall. I'm like, what are you doing there? Stop it.
Man is chasing this guy down.
Well, he took his little girl.
I almost got killed because I climbed up on top of this part of the parking garage. And there's no easy way to get up or easy way to get down. And I was focused on my fucking camera and shooting the scene. And I can't remember who grabbed me. It might have been Mac that grabbed me and kept me from falling off this fucking roof on my head.
Okay.
Use of a lot of my music. And my daughter, his audio did not pick up at all. It was too windy. But Zoe had to handle a real knife with a razor sharp blade that belonged to Ultra Rob. And we taped that fucking thing up and painted it with fake blood, hoping nobody would notice because I was terrified letting her handle that knife.
Yeah.
But Becca says she ain't going to cut herself. She'll be fine.
This is part of my charm. Listen, you don't know me. You don't know my daughter. She's special. They're all special. She's special worth a lot of money. I'm not going back. She's going back. I can't let you take her back. I gotta go.
The girl's not in the car, and his knife was missing. And she did it perfect. She did it perfect. Fucking sliced him on the back of his leg.
Hamstring.
Cut his hamstring. For real, totally. And then she did a perfect little stab here and then goes back in a fighting stance. Her jujitsu paid off.
Ooh, got it in the neck too.
gotta go. And that's what it is. The story was about how he was a scientist and she was one of the clones that they were going to send off to assassinate a political figure because she's a clone of the actual child of the political figure.
Mm.
They were going to do this all around the world, and the scientist kidnapped her and tried to keep her and protect her. And in the end, he's the one who saves the day because she's a fucking killer.
Nice. That's
It was
cool.
a fun little short film.
Yeah, that's neat.
And I had to write it, direct it the first day, and the second day I had to finish editing, and ended up having to do a pickup shot because when you notice that he had a lot of sun on him on that roof, that was Saturday, and then we had to shoot for 5 minutes. That one moment in the film, and it was overcast, so it goes from sunny to overcast. There you go. I was pretty proud of that little film.
You should be. That's cool.
I don't like actors, and a lot of the people I worked with, like real film people, I fucking couldn't stand them. I'm like, oh my God, I can't have a career in this field. I'm going to choke somebody or shoot them.
Yeah. I got to tell you,
I'm not a stabby person. I'm choke or punch or just shoot you. You know,
You
don't want to waste time.
need to practice your stabbing.
Yeah, you better back up. I got to practice my stabbing. Yeah.
my daughter has chosen to she moved out to Atlanta following a production company, hoping to get a start in the film industry. And she has since decided that she's going to be very selective with what she does because she does not like the way those people treat people at all. She thinks that they're all very elitist, very snobby, and they talk down to everybody that, like the crew, the regular crew people. And she doesn't like the way she's treated on those sets at all. So
Not
sad.
surprised.
Yeah, it's sad.
I don't want to work with these fucking people. And so I'm getting ready to have a meeting possibly tonight with Tom Conkle. Because, by the way, I got to see the new film by Shinatsky.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It's a little short film that's a proof of concept. Cost him a few $1,000s. I hope he's not hurting himself financially doing that, but I think it was worth it. And they did some interesting AI on some of the scenes to do the effects for a couple of shots. And I'm like, I joked about a couple of them, like when he gets thrown by a creature in this bar, he gets spun around and thrown. I said, I really loved it. And I sent him a video or an image capture. I said, my favorite moment was when you got spun around above his head, your head was backwards in one shot.
Oh, don't you hate it when AI does that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
And the other one, I said, I laughed my ass off because in the next scene, when he picks you up again and throws you, it's clearly AI because you suddenly you've got a stunt man that doesn't look anything like you. And he's got really thick, dark hair, like short but thick, dark hair. And then you hit the bar bench and sit up. And when you sit up, half of your head is his hair and the other half is Shinatsky's hair, which is gray, pepper gray. And it's dark here. And I'm just laughing when I'm watching it going, man, the AI fucked you.
Right.
And those two shots. But I don't think anybody cares because this is just a proof of concept film. You know, I love Gary, but I bet he's a monster for some people to work with on projects. I'm an asshole. And if I get annoyed, I'm annoyed. Like when this show started today, did I sound happy?
No.
No, I snapped at the woman I love more than my own life.
It's okay, though. We're human. These things happen.
He puts up with a lot of crap.
Most of us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Martin was here for one of the worst. I don't think you were here, Joe, but Martin was here when I went off on a couple of people we both know.
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, the first words out of my mouth was, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, that is your go-to.
And it's
shut the fuck
and
up
it
move.
didn't
Yeah.
sound that nice.
Mm.
Believe me.
No, I was really fucking angry at two specific people.
Mm.
And I love them both. But I'm like, man, I don't like when people fuck around when I'm trying to get you to talk about something.
Mhm.
And we had a guy in here who was fucking high and drunk. And
Oh
he,
no.
he was veering left and right, nowhere near the center of the road. And
Mm.
I got so fucking angry because he kept like dragging the conversation in the wrong direction. And I got mad.
Mm.
Well, Gary may be an asshole, but he's our asshole. There you go. That's the way Anima looks at it. He's like, he may be a jerk,
Bravo.
it's my jerk.
Nice comment there,
In fact,
Gambit.
no matter how angry I get, it's quick and it's over.
Well, you vent,
only-
and that's
you know.
probably better for your health anyway.
Well, I clear the pipes. I just
That's
like,
it. That's what I do.
get
too.
it out, and I'm done.
Look,
And
when
I
I'm
might-
playing a video game,
Yes.
I'm extremely competitive, and my daughter used to tell people, tell her friends that I had Tourette's when I was playing video games.
No, this is just in the same vein because I know it's hard for you to imagine this. I have a mouth on me when I'm when I shit talk, and I'm serious. I played in some serious clans. I was a top gamer. They tried to convince me to go pro with Call of Duty, and I went, no, not good. You're that good, and I'm like, nah, I don't care.
I don't want to hear what I gotta say either.
I'm too old for that shit. No, like that's for young people. I would feel like absolutely like a milk bucket under a bowl at a competition.
Yeah.
Walking in there in my 50s playing against 16 to 22-year-olds. Fuck that shit. No.
That are
I'm not going
talking
pro.
100 miles an hour like this, and you have to decipher what to say. Whoa, slow down, Jack.
Yeah, I don't clear the Andy. I don't clear the pipes like Peter North. No. And but so I'm on there all the time, and this is what it sounded like. I would be saying shit on a video game through my headset, just talking shit to somebody, and then back at the house, I would hear, "Dad! Oh my God, Dad! I can hear you."
We went to dinner with our next door neighbor who graduated high school with me. It's always been a rent house next door to me, and the guy I went to high school with was there, and he invited us over for dinner one night, and we're sitting there, and my window from my living room at the time is right towards his carport. And we got into discussion about what you do for hobbies and stuff. I said, well, I'm a big football fan. I play Madden, I really enjoy it. And sometimes I get a little loud about it. He goes, "That's what you're doing over there. I thought you were beating your wife, man." I was like, dude, Paul, come on, man. Shout out to Paul Doris if you're out there. I said, come on, dude. Really? Do I come across like that kind of guy?
You know what's funny is Zoe would get on and play Halo on live, Xbox Live, and she would get so frustrated because she would end up playing somebody that would just keep spawn killing her.
No, yeah.
And
That's why I quit playing Halo. My nephew used to do that to me all the time. Yeah.
I played this kid one day. Well, he didn't know I was playing. He thought he was playing Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught him why not to do that.
Yeah.
Because I stickied him. I stuck him, and he killed me, and then he blew up. And he didn't know he was playing me. He thought he was playing Zoe. And I proceeded to kick the ever-loving shit out of this kid. And then finally, Zoe says, "By the way, you've been playing my dad. He wants to talk to you." I said, "Listen here, you little shithead. You saw what I did there?" I said, "I kicked your little fucking ass. I wanted to show you why spawn killing isn't good. Because I did that shit to you. You didn't like it." And he said, "Well, you look at my KDR." I said, "Your KDR is good because you spawn kill, not because you're a skilled player.
Yeah.
You have zero skill. because I wiped the floor with your ass, And that kid walked up to me at a convention.
Oh,
And
really?
said, yeah, he walked up to me and he said, hey, I want to thank you for that talk you gave me. And I went, who are you? He goes, and I forget the kid's online name, but he basically was telling me he was apologetic for what was going on. And hold on, guys. I'm sorry.
The real world beckons.
Yeah.
They couldn't get me into
beckons.
Pesky real world.
It's better to vent, I think. I think it's better to vent. I think it's better for your health to just vent and get it over with and be done with it. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
guess.
cathartic.
Did the guy was motivated by your pep talk and really got good?
No, yeah, I got through that kid. I said, if you want to show skill, I said, you stand across a map from somebody and throw a sticky grenade on them and stick them in the head. I do it all the fucking time. I'll be like, what was that circular building in Halo that was floors? And you
didn't play it long enough to know, buddy.
I love that fucking map. And I would run and I would try to get on the other side and I would wait for a guy to come through a door. And right when he did, I would pop up, throw that fucking sticky grenade right on the head, and they'd be running. Nobody's gonna get pulled. And they're fucking dead in the game. Like, what the hell happened? They get to watch the replay, and they're like, "How the fuck?" And people thought I was a cheater. I'm like, no, you learned the physics of this game. Once you understand the physics of how things work in this game with grenades, you can stick people all the time. You just got to understand the physics of the game. I fucking love it. Sand Pebbles. We did that movie. I love that movie. And
well, I got to go, Gary. We've run a little long, so
get out of here. Fuck you. Go away, Joe.
Take it easy, guys.
I need to
break our.
Dude,
break our
we're
heart.
pushing 3 hours. I need to go.
All right, everybody go. I'll just sit here and fucking say goodbye, assholes.
Look at you.
Go, Martin.
All Sardos and
Go, just go. I'll see you guys later. All right, we're going to end the show here. Gambit, Snorty, 11 Alpha, Wade, Stasis Geek, Penny, Cam's Crash Courses, John the Beagle Dad, Sandra Hammerschlag, Andy Morrow, John Ostains, and that's it. That's everybody. Thanks for being here today, man. That was a fun show. I think we got some good trivia in about this film and other stuff. And I really appreciate the chat in this because you guys helped me a lot on talking about this stuff, getting my facts right. So appreciate it, guys, and we will see y'all later. All right, man. Hasta la vista, baby.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Matt Damon.